I waited and waited and waited to see to just wait until the Kursk invasion went absolutely sour. So I'm a pro-Russian supporter, right? And the amount of hate that I've gotten, right? Not like I cared anyways, but the amount of hate that I've gotten, the amount of idiots who spam my comments, who dislike my videos, blah, 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 right? I have a question for all of you people, right? I have a question for every single Ukrainian supporter, every single Ukrainian out there. Why are you still supporting this? Why are you still supporting Ukraine? Why? Please, like, I don't even want to like start an argument. It's a genuine question. Ukraine is literally losing a war. Everybody knows this by now. Before you BS Ukrainian propaganda was trying to cope and cope and cope, but now they can't even deny it anymore, right? Now the famous Kursk invasion or Kursk incursion into Russia failed. I remember back when every single body was saying, "Oh, Ukraine invaded Russia. Oh my gosh, Ukraine invaded Russia." And I knew that this was gonna fail, right? I even dropped a few videos saying that maybe there's a slight chance that this could maybe succeed. But then I dropped another video basically saying that, yeah, no, this is over. This is absolutely gonna go nowhere. And hilariously enough, like, all you brainwashed people went disliking the video, because it's not what you wanted to hear. And I never really bothered dropping a Ukraine video on that because even though I knew that Ukraine already lost the war, when Ukraine lost this war, the moment their summer offensive in 2024 went absolutely nowhere. That conveniently everyone just suddenly forgot about. Yeah, remember when Russia had 3 lines of defense in the Zaporizhia region, right? And everyone would say, "Oh, the offensive to end the war, Ukraine finally launched an offensive to end the war," and it went absolutely nowhere. Ukraine didn't even break through Russia's first line of defense. Yeah, the moment that failed, I knew the war was over. However, I waited, right, because the amount of hate that I got, right, I decided not to drop any more videos on Ukraine or anything, right? Because even though I knew the writing was on the wall for Ukraine a long time ago, right? I waited and waited and waited to see, to just wait until the Kursk invasion went absolutely sour, right? Like, I knew this was gonna go absolutely nowhere, but I didn't want to say anything because I knew every single body would call me crazy. Every single person would hate on me in my comments. Again, I don't really care about hate, but no. I waited to make sure that it was clear as day, and it's finally here. No, now that it's finally here. Oh, by the way, right? Yeah, these guys are most likely gonna get cut off. There's no escaping this. Like, first of all, Russia didn't even care about this. This region was so insignificant. I mean, look at this. This is so small. I saw people overhyping like Suja. Wow, guys, a small town with a population of 1,000 people. I mean, the stupidity of Ukrainian propaganda. Like, I genuinely hope, right? Because here's the thing about me, right? Is that I used to support Ukraine as well, but then I realized how absolutely ridiculous the propaganda was and the amount of absolute lies that the pro Ukrainian, pro West, whatever the hell you want to say, was making, and I realized that this was just BS. So I genuinely hope, this is why I'm going back to my question: why are you still supporting Ukraine? Why? What reason could you possibly support? Pre-war stats, right? Ukraine was literally the most corrupted country in Europe and the most poorest country in Europe. What are you fighting for? What are you possibly fighting for? I'm like on TikTok, YouTube. I'm on all of these places. I'm seeing like all of these Ukrainian like supporters or whatever saying, "Oh, keep fighting, fight till the end. Oh, go LARP Germany from World War II. For what? Oh, we're fighting for our freedom to remain the poorest country in Europe. freedom to remain the most corrupted country in Europe. Pre-war stats, by the way. It's funny how nobody brings that up. So what is so good about Ukraine that's possibly worth fighting for? Oh, but the people under Russian occupation are oppressed. They're oppressed. Do me a favor, and I want you to go and Google Mariupol being rebuilt. Does that look like oppression to you? I'm not a genius, but that doesn't look like oppression to me. So what are you possibly fighting for? Like, I want a genuine answer. I genuinely want someone to answer this for me. After the whole Kursk invasion absolutely fell apart, I genuinely hope that more and more people start to see the lies and BS from the Ukrainian propaganda machine and the pro-Western propaganda machine. I hope this is eye-opening. Because you genuinely cannot BS it. I'm seeing all these people like Dennis reporting from Ukraine. Who else? Preston Stewart saying all of this nonsense. And you want to know what's even more funny? Is the Ukrainians, like all these like dumb I'm not going to say that word for YouTube take down this video. I'm like seeing all these like people who supported Ukraine, right? Who are surprised Pikachu face. Who are shocked. Absolutely shocked. America betrayed us. America betrayed us. What? It was clear as day. America didn't care about Ukraine. America never cared about Ukraine. Fact, not an opinion. It is hilariously, and it's just so absurd how Ukrainians are so shocked by this. All America cared for in Ukraine was to get its resources, and that was it, and that was that. And to prevent Russia from getting those resources back. Ukraine is basically an American colony. Not even kidding. Not the good kind of colony. Not the good kind of colony. Ukraine has essentially become an extraction colony. That's what you're fighting for. That's what you're fighting for. You're fighting for your country to literally be a U.S. puppet extraction colony. What? Oh, and Ukraine is also basically a dictatorship too. We got people who are being dragged from the streets. YouTube banned the videos, but it's becoming more and more apparent, right? It's becoming more and more apparent. Because it's happening all across Ukraine now. Because the manpower crisis is absolutely horrible. Dude, Russia is advancing on all fronts. You can't BS this. There's no bullshitting this. There's no other way to put it. So why are you supporting Ukraine? I have a question, another question. Do you think that everything that Russia was saying was lies? Ask yourself that question. Because Ukraine is basically just exposed itself for all the lies and deceitfulness that it was telling the whole world. Ukraine lied to the whole world. Duh. Plain and simple. Why are you supporting the most corrupted country, poorest country in Europe? That is literally an extraction colony now. Especially Ukrainians. Why are you supporting that? Meanwhile, we have people over here in the Russian occupied areas, not even Russian occupied areas, just in the Russian annexed areas, who are literally first class citizens. Literally first class citizens living just fine. Living better lives than the people who are in the quote-unquote free Ukraine. So what are you supporting? Objectively speaking, if you just let Russia take your damn country back, and I say take back, because Ukraine was always a part of Russia anyways, if you just let Russia take back what belongs to her, your lives will be better. Like, seriously. Like, there's no other way to put it. And you know what's even funny? I sense the whole Kursk incursion failed. I'm just going to call it right now because I was keeping my mouth silent on this. And every single prediction that I've had has come true. So I'm going to make another prediction right now. If Ukraine doesn't surrender like right now, it's not gonna have enough manpower to hold this entire front. Not only that, but this whole invasion in Kursk, this has given Russia an excuse to basically launch an invasion on anywhere along this front now. Because before, Russia wasn't doing that. Russia was just only focusing here. But now Ukraine decided to waste all of its high-tech NATO donations, manpower, and its most elite troops in a freaking faraway, desolate land that nobody cared about, had zero strategic value for a PR stunt, right? Yeah, those troops, like 10,000 troops, are probably going to get cut off and circled. Bye-bye to them. How are you going to defend this now? Especially when Ukraine isn't getting donations from America anymore. And now they're in a manpower crisis. Oh, yeah, and we have loads of Ukrainians abandoning the army. We have a desertion crisis in the Ukrainian army. Yeah, at this rate, all of Ukraine is just going to fall within like 1 to 2 years. At this rate, Russia is just going to be able to push all the way back to Kiev again. So don't call me crazy in my comments. You cannot absolutely say anything about me now. This is what I waited. This is why I did not draw any videos on Ukraine at all. Because I just waited and waited and waited just for this moment to come, so that nobody couldn't dislike my videos. I mean, I'm still going to get dislikes. I don't really care. But that's just cope. You're just coping. If I say it in my other accent, my American accent. You're coping. You're coping hard. All right, I'm done.